All right, we are in. I'm on hole number 7 of the 2020 Community Cup. I posted the first 6. I took a little bit of a break and grabbed something to eat and had something to drink and waited until that one uploaded. So let's get back at it. So the first 6 made a few freaking wind adjustment errors. Counted my rings wrong on one and pulled too much on another. But I did pick up the Albion 6, so I had at least a shining light there at the end of the first 6. So I'm going to shoot I'm going to shoot 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then break this video off and then shoot the back. So let's get at it here. So hole number 7, and this hole right here, I'm telling you, this hole right here. As the week has gone on, I don't know. I started off the week and I was fairly close to it. And then as the week went on, I regressed. So I made some changes on this and I made some changes and I made a hole in one on it. But I have no freaking clue how. I switched to, I was using a Marlin and I switched to a Quasar. So I had a little bit of side spin. Not that I really need the side spin, but I switched to a Quasar. And I'm starting off on the left-hand side of the cup. There is a rough bump you can do here, and it's right there. But and the wind's blowing in this direction, so if you make a bad wind adjustment, you could be all right with it because you're right in that, it's going to be to the left or the right. There is a rough bump that you can do there. I was just talking to one of my teammates, Joe Golf, and he's using the shot that Hank had set up here, which is 3.5 backspin, 1 left-hand side spin, 35% on a max adjustment with a Goliath and doing that rough bump. But I'm going to stay on track with what I've been doing this week because the deal is that we're so late in the game on these par threes. For me, the par threes are, here's the deal. Par threes are birdie holes. And I'm trying to get a hole in one, but this is beautiful. But some of these holes, if I can give myself an opportunity for a hole in one, then I'm all for it. But I'm late in the game right now to be making a rough bump change in the deal. So I'm going to stick with the shot that I've been doing out here. And what I did notice is the farther you hit up on this, I kept hitting up to the right. So the wind's blowing in this direction. So trying to pull myself to the left, I was trying to take out more wind. So I started off with like 20%, and then I went to a 30, and then I went to a 40, and it seemed like the more wind I pulled out, the more to the right I went. So traditionally, when you're hitting on a hillside, if this is where you're trying to hit and you hit low, it bounces to the right. And if you hit high, it bounces to the left. But for some reason on this particular one, and maybe it's just because of the angle that you're coming in at it, the higher you hit, the more it wants to go off to the right. And so I was actually making myself go farther to the right by pulling it farther up the hill and taking more wind out. So I went back to my original 20%. I actually think I could do this with no wind adjustment, just taking out the normal wind and not adding on any wind, because I'm starting off so far to the left and it's feeding towards the hole. So I have no idea. My goal is to get a freaking birdie on this hole, and if I can get a hole in one, then I get a hole in one, and I'm not going to be too upset about it. I got a hole in one on this. I think I got a hole in one on this in the opening round, but it was pure D luck on hole number 16. And I kept dialing that in, and I made an adjustment on there and got a hole in one, and I'm okay. All right, whatever, man. So Joe and I were talking about these holes, and for me, the par threes there are some par threes in the game that are serious hole in one holes, and you've got to try and dial that in. Like hole number 1 in this, and I don't have the right ball to help me facilitate that. I need a low wind 2 power ball, and I don't have any. And the winds have gotten stronger and stronger as the week got on, and it's more where you need that ball more and more as the week went on. You could get away with it in the qualifying round, but in the opening round you couldn't. And then in the weekend round, now we've got the strongest winds of the whole damn week. Grizzly, Quasar. But my typical focus going into these is always on par 4s. If I can get a hole in one on a hole, that is the gravy. But my goal is to try and get eagles on every par 4. I want to try and figure out how to get that eagle, how to put myself in absolutely the best spot, or how to get on. So I'm making a putt. And because if you can conquer the par fours in these, that is huge. Huge. All right. Quasar Sniper, and I'm doing a 20% wind adjustment. It's kind of balanced out about 2.5, like 2.25 backspin, 2.25 left-hand side spin, and I'm going to set up probably about a whole set to the left. Now you'll see what it looks like. And like I said, I have no idea where it's going to go. I know it's going to be up there close to the cup, but I have no idea whether it'll go in the cup or be to the left or the right of the cup. More than likely, it'll be to the right of the cup. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I go first. That's good. Let's get it out of the way. I always like going first. A white ring on the transition between the fairway and the rough. About 2.5. About 2.5. 3.3, 10% 3.3. That's 6.6. So that's about a 4-ring pull. All right, let's just hit it perfect. Hitting it perfect. Let's see where that goes. That's what I'm saying. It looks like it's way the hell off, but sometime I'll tell you. Probably about 6 tournaments ago, I was on a hole, and as the week went on, I hit 2 hole ones on it, and both of them were on greats to the left. And I kept making adjustments, and I could not get that sucker to go to the thing. So I went back to my original setup, and I tried to hit great to the left, because sometimes you got to go where the hole's telling you to go, and quit fighting it. And so that's where if you look at that setup on how far off I was over to the left right there, you're like, there's no way in hell that's even going to be close, dude. And just a little teeny bit of speed there. If I would have put on a little less backspin where it wouldn't have tailed off right there, where it would have had a little bit of speed to go past the cup, it actually followed the break right there at the very end, and that's why it drifted to the right. If it had a little teeny bit more speed, it would have there would have been a really good chance that would have traveled to the cup, and I would have had a serious look at it. So sometimes on these holes, you just have to go with the flow. You have to, hey, if the hole's telling you that this is what it wants to do, you can fight the system, or you can go, okay, hey man, whatever Toyota, you got it. And just go with it. Oh, and in the break right there, we were talking about the deal. If you watch my stuff, I know if you watch my videos on a regular basis, some of the stuff that I do may seem crazy, but one of the things that I try and do is I don't watch a lot of what other people are doing on holes. Now I do keep track of, my teammates post the thing at the beginning of the week that shows elevation stuff, and I'll look at that so that I can recognize that they're, like if I go out there and I don't do any of that stuff at the beginning of the week, what I do is I go out and I take the shots with no wind adjustment or just a normal wind adjustment. And if I'm off, then I go, okay, hey, maybe there is a wind adjustment there. But I try and work that stuff out for myself, because I think a lot of times people go, hey, that's what they're saying, and we've got to stick with that. And the whole week they stick with that and they don't make any adjustments. And they're like, wow, it didn't work out for me. And you've got to work that stuff out for yourself. And hopefully by watching me, maybe that's one of the things, if anything I can help you guys out with, is that, what the freak hole am I on? Is that you need to continue to work your game and dial it in for the clubs that you have and the stuff that you have as the week goes on. All right. Hole number 8. This is a test hole. This is a big test hole. Namhai Cliffs, hole number 4. And I'm doing about 5.5 topspin. All right. taking an extra mile. I'm taking a present ball. I'm taking these present balls because they're one side spin, and there's some times where, I find that we need side spin more often than not. And so when you're on one of those holes that you can use a low side spin 5 power ball on, that's the hole you want to move those balls along. All right, 5.5 topspin, no overpower, and I need to hit this perfect. That this shot all boils down to one word: perfect. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. So there's 3, 4, 5.5. Two 8. It's about a ringing, say a ringing a little over a third. Need to hit this perfect. Hitting it perfect. Now let's see if that topspin, I was at 6 and it was taking me all the way to the back of the cup, and I'm trying to end up where I actually have a short little putt. I'm going to end up with a little putt, so 5.5 works good. I tried 5, and it actually, what happened on the 5 was I hit a great to the left, and if you come in there great to the left, it rolls out different, and I ended up short on the green, and in the opening round, I missed the putt. And if you watch my channel on a regular basis, you know that I don't like to take long putts. I'm not good at them. And how can that be? Because I like to get close, so I don't have to take long putts. It only takes me 1 or 2 times of having to take a long putt, and I'm going to figure that stuff out because I don't like taking long putts. That's one thing that on some of the people that are out there, I envy their shots on how they do it, because the long putt stuff is not my forte. Isn't it perfect? In the hole. All right, we passed our second test. We failed the pop quiz on hole number 5 because I made a bad wind adjustment. I learned my lesson on that, hit it perfect in there, and I made a bad wind adjustment. I made a great wind adjustment. I made the exact wind adjustment I was trying to make, but I took off too much. I added on too much wind. In the opening round, I hit that with 40%. It's like, wow, how the hell did that go in the hole? And then I tried it in my 99 account, and I was like, wow, maybe the 40%'s right. Although I've been hitting it with 10%, it's been going in the cup. So I tried it. I tried the 40%, and I epic failed and missed the eagle on hole number 5. All right. Now, here's the thing is I was flat the first 5 holes, and I have got to get an Albie right here. And I'm going to go look at the hole just so that I can think about how the deal is, but I know exactly. This is the Island par 5. All right. All right, in this hole, we definitely need an extra mile and a rapier. And I'm going to take a rose ball. My rapier is 1.3 per ring. I'll write that down right here, 1.3 per ring. And I'm adding on 10%. I actually have been trying all week long, and I was able to, in my opening round, actually get on the green on the top where I got a little bit of roll towards the cup, but it was not very much roll, and it was a long putt. It was longer than the putt that I missed on hole number 8, and luckily I caught it. But I really don't want to have to take a long putt here. So I'm shooting for just like right off the green. And this is here's how the secret to this hole: 2 perfect shots. And the overpower on the drive, this is super critical here. Okay, so the wind's going to blow me over to my orange ring. And I'm going to come back just a little so that I can put just a little bit of overpower on it. So if I put a little bit of overpower, there's my orange ring. So there's max curl. I'm going to put just a little bit of overpower on it. Hit it 1 ring great to the right. As long as I don't overshoot that island, that should be all right. Oh, that was close. That was close. Oh, don't get on. Don't get on. Oh my God, if that would have got on there, that's a max overpower putt you cannot make. Woo! Oh, my heart just quit beating. Oh my gosh. Now, here is the tough part on this. This is the tough part. Is I've been taking this shot, and when I look at it and I go, hey, wind's not going to play a factor, wind has played a factor. And when I go, wind's going to play a factor, wind hasn't played a factor. So the deal is I'm going to have to hedge my bet and set this shot up to the left of the cup, and I'm going to have to hit it perfect. So if I hit this perfect, I should get an Albie. If I don't hit it perfect, I could be in big trouble, especially if I hit it great to the left. I definitely want to stay in the cup. Okay, I need to hit this perfect. I think I hit it great to the left. Damn it. Damn it. Woo! Wind played a factor. Oh my gosh. You would think that close that wind would not play a factor. Oh. That's the way that shot has been going all week. Is if you that shot, and I got that shot wrong, like in the qualifying round and leading up to in the practice, I got this hole a few times, and it just kicked my butt at the beginning of the week. It's like I couldn't get any breaks on the wind thing. Like I think that the wind was playing a factor, and it didn't, and I'd miss. And I'm just that is what I needed. So the minus 16 is not the side that I'm looking for. I'm looking for minus 17 on a side, but shooting a minus 16 is as bad as I shot on the front 9 is not. I still have a shot. Nice shot. Crowd goes wild. Double Albies. The crowd went wild. Hear them cheering? Everybody that's behind us is just like, oh, crap. We'll forfeit. Good luck in the tournament. All right, finishing up the front with a minus 16. That is not what I was looking for. I'm looking for a minus 17, but I will take that every day and twice on Sunday, and it is Sunday, so I will take it twice today. I will take that 16 twice today. If I shoot another 16 with where I'm at and how I'm shooting today and come in with a minus 32, I'm not sure that that's what it'll take to win. I think really to really, I came in number 1 in tiebreakers. And so, I mean, anything I shoot, somebody's going to have to shoot better than me in order to win. If I come in with a 34, I think my chances of winning are not 100%, but I think I will have put enough pressure on everybody that that's the shit. And a minus 32 is opening the door for somebody to place with a 33. So just need to keep it up. I got some momentum from hole number 6 to hole number 9, so I just need to keep that up. So let's go check out hole number 1. And hole number 1 has been, in the opening round, it was good for me, but the wind is going so high right now that this hole is problematic. So this is one of those deals where a par 3 could ruin the round, and I want to give myself a look at it, but I can't afford to have an epic fail on one of these par 3s. Okay, so I'm taking a sniper and a katana. I got to stick with that shot. I mean, there's other ways that I could get up there, but there's still a chance with the way the funnel works there. If you can get your trajectory right, the way that funnel works is you could still get in the hole. Sniper and a katana. All right. 1.3 times. So I'm going to do a 30% wind adjustment, a maximum right-hand side spin, a quarter, more like a half a top spin, because when I was doing the quarter, I was a little short. I was right on the edge of the cup. So I've been putting a little bit more than a quarter or top spin. It's hard to judge that stuff, so it's been more towards the half. Hopefully I go first. My opponent goes first. And that is the other way to go at it. Man, I do not like how much room they're giving themselves there. All right, I'm being real quiet because I'm just thinking. I'm still here. All right, 2.2. It's 2.8s, and we got the lowest wind of the freaking week right here. Okay, so it's going to be 2.9 rings. Just need to hit it perfect. And I hit it great to the right. I got my speed right. There is a funnel. Woo! That's what I'm talking about right there. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh man. This is going to be just a wild. Oh. Oh man. I've hit 3 home runs on that hole all week. And I hit 1 on a great to the left and 2 on greats to the right. And I haven't hit it perfect into the cup and actually been in the hole all week. I can't even. I am just. Oh my gosh. Oh. And that was the lowest wind we've had all week. And coming into it on the front 9, the wind was 4.4. And with a 30% wind adjustment, it was like 5.86. And there was no way in hell you could move out that much wind with a katana. And that's the lowest one we've had all week. Oh my God. Oh. I'm sorry. You guys got to give me a minute here, man. I am. Oh. All right. If you can't be good, be lucky. That's the motto. That was the motto from the last tournament. And that's If you can't be good, be lucky. Maybe I'm all right. All right. You want to play that way, buddy? You got it. All right, let's go look at hole number 2. And hole number 2 is Eagle Peak, hole number 8. All right, I know exactly what I'm doing here. Let's see if we can not hit this 2 rings great on the inside. I obviously have some room on the inside, but I don't want to be dinking around with hitting 2 rings great on the inside. Rock Katana. Let's open up a chest. What's funny is I watched them do that shot and they put some backspin on there, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna just have to buckle down and change my shot up, put some backspin on it because I can't deal with that wind, and then get a 2.2 wind. That's amazing. I know that I went to that bag, and I know I have a bag with a rock, but let's not make that mistake. My odd account being in the Kings of Golf 3, it's a new clan that we set up so that we can make room for people and get more people into it. And it only has 1 bag. So if you screw up and don't bring, sometimes you'll go look at a club, but you forget to pick it. Yes, that happens to all of us. All right, 1 hole at a time. Max backspin and however much side spin I can put on. The backspin's key. I'm at +1. I'm on my clear ring. 3-7. I'm adding on 20%. That's 6-7-4. That's 4-4. Max curl, no overpower. And I hit it once again. Great on the inside. And it's just a matter of whether it can get around that tree. Same exact putt that I had last time. The one thing about that rock that my teammate Kyle is doing the shot with the QB. We talked about it's got a QB 10 and doing that shot with a QB 10. I think he's bringing a Kingmaker and he's at like +6. The QB's got more backspin. So he stuck it down there and hit the flagpole, not like hit the flagpole like way up on the flagpole, like it landed and was rolling towards the cup and hit the flagpole and bounced out. You can do this shot with a bunch of different clubs, but you have to practice this. This hole is, and I still have some serious work to get done on this hole. I need to calm down after that last hole. I need to just calm down. One hole at a time. Getting it perfect. In the hole. All right. Passed the first test in the second term. Okay, hole number 3. This is let's see if I can make up for my epic fail on the front. What happened to me on the front, if you haven't watched that video, is I came up there and the wind was like 4-4 with the wind adjustment. And dummy me, for some reason I was thinking minimum club, and minimum club is 2.4 per ring in my Hornet. And so it would be 4.8. And so I was like right there at that thing, and I was in max club. So a 4-4 ring adjustment should have been 4 rings, and I only moved it like 2 and a little. And I hit it perfect, and it was way the hell off on the left-hand side. And as soon as it landed there, I went, oh my God, I underpulled it 2 rings. Nice shot. Crowd goes wild. Look at that. They are at their house jumping up and down, high-fiving the wall. Okay, 1 hole at a time. I'm going to forfeit. All right, hole number 3 is Eagle Peak hole number 3, and I have made a change here in the weekend round. I went back and watched the video, and hole number 3 is hole number 3. I wanted to see, and I wasn't worried about the wind adjustment I made there. That was just a screw up. I was looking for the topspin that I put here. I totally shanked the drive, but still ended up in the fairway. And so what I did was I brought a 4-power ball, max topspin, and a little bit of overpower. If I can hit the shot perfect, I should be in the clear up here. So what I want to take here is I want to take my extra mile, and I want to make sure that if I do end up in a spot that I have that club is 1.8, and I've got that written down right there. Let's see if I can get my Hornet range and actually make a good wind adjustment this time instead of the 2 rings off that I was last time. Let's see if I can redeem myself. This is not a hole that I've hit a lot of albies on, although I'm always I put myself 95+% of the time I'm in the perfect spot, and it's not one of those holes that I get a lot of albies on. And I don't know why. It's just one of those things. It's just some holes. There's some holes that I get on and everybody's like, man, that hole sucks. And I go, man, that hole, for some reason, that hole, I like that hole. It gives up, I mean, I just got the deal. And then in some holes, everybody's like, yeah, man, we're getting the albies right and left. And for some reason, it's just not giving it up for me. Maybe about 2 rings off any transitional surface. 3-2, that's a 1.5 rings. Close enough. I'm going to do a little bit of overpower. Hitting it perfect this time. And I don't think I put on quite enough overpower. No, I think that was about as much as I could have put on there. That was about where it was last time. So, I mean, I have a narrow little window at 400 yards with a 4-power ball. I mean, a narrow little window for my short iron. So I am an absolutely max club, and it's 1.1 per ring. And I'm saying that to myself because last time I did the 2.4 per ring, 1.1 per ring, and I'm doing a 10% wind adjustment. They should be able to get up from there. 1.1 times, what do we got? What? 2.9 divided by 1.1. It's 2.9 rings if I have a window. And I do. 2.9 rings. Okay. .9 rings. Now let's see if we can hit this perfect. You think perfect would have been in the cup? So the first time through, I made a bad wind adjustment and hit it perfect. The second time, I made a perfect wind adjustment and hit it great. That is my history on that hole. It's just like one of those holes that me and that hole don't get along. And I think about these, the next set of holes we're going to be on is Greenock Point, and there's the one hole in there, I call it the guitar par 5, and most people hate that par 5, and for whatever reason, I mean, it's not like every time, but on that particular hole, probably 1 out of every 5 times I get on that hole in tournament play, at least once in every tournament that hole's in, I pick up an albie on that hole. And that hole drives people crazy. And it's just like how they play. That right there was all about catching a perfect. If I'd have caught a perfect in the hole. In the hole. In the hole. Crowd goes wild. It's a draw. Eagle, eagle. All right, I'm going to stop this video, and then I'm going to fire up the back six, so the final six, and see if we can try and get up there and maintain and pick up some shots. We got some holes coming up here. We're in a series of holes, these Greenock Point holes, where I've got them dialed in. If I can hit perfect on hole number 4, hole number 5, and hole number 6, I have them dialed in. I mean, there's hole number 7. I'm just doing. I'm going with the flow that the hole is telling me that I should have went with, and my chances are, I don't know. But these next 3 holes, these Greenock Point holes, my favorite holes in the entire game. My favorite course in the entire game is Greenock Point. And these next 3 holes, if I can hit it perfect into the cup, I could get hole in one, eagle, Albie, and this is the middle stretch right here. If you break these up into 3-hole sections, these next 3 holes are absolute key opportunities to pick up a shot. And I have got to step up my perfect shot on these next 3 holes. So I will see you there. That was 7 through 12 of the 2020 Community Cup in the weekend round of the Ricky Division. Thanks for watching.